that is from Burns. Okay. So let me begin with today's topic, that is report writing, with the wordings of Professor Burns, who says extremely valuable and interesting practical work may be spoiled at the last minute by a student or a researcher who is not able to communicate the result easily. So, with this, I want to say that a research without a report can be considered as a house without a roof. And report writing has a pivotal position in research. And if a report is not well written, then there would be many glitches in the writing of the thesis. Next slide, please. So herein we'll proceed with the objectives of writing a research report. When I say objectives, the very first objective is investigator clarifies and systemizes his work through transmission of knowledge, presentation of his findings, examining validity of generalizations. Next point, next objective is that it acts as a report of a good report, acts as an inspiration for future researchers as they are guided by the report written earlier. Then, if the report written the findings, if they are practical or use, then they can be incorporated into statutory laws. They can be used by the courts for arriving at different conclusions from earlier one, either to reform an existing law or to mold the course of social movement. So basically, we see the major objective of research report is to inspire the future researchers. Next slide, please. Now, next slide is talking about what are the 2 points we all should remember when we undertake to write a report. That what do the people want or need to know about the study or report writing? And secondly, how can this information be presented in a simple and lucid manner? So these are the 2 points we should go ahead with. Next slide, please. There are steps in report writing. Firstly, logical analysis of subject matter. The very first step says that we have to have logical analysis. That is, logical development is made on the basis of mental connections and associations between one thing and another by means of analysis. Logical treatment often consists in developing the material from simple possible to most complex structures, whereas the second part is chronicle development, which is based on connection or sequence in time of occurrence. So we have to remember that the very first step of report writing is logical analysis of subject matter. Then follows preparation of a rough draft. Rough draft is wherein you have already collected or you have already completed the first 6 steps of your research, which I told you. And then you land into the 7th step, that is analysis and interpretation. And when you are interpreting and analyzing the things, you are starting with the rough draft of your particular thesis writing or dissertation writing or report writing. And then next step is rewriting and polishing of your rough draft. Once you do away with all the understandings which you have about your material collected and you have started from the introduction to conclusion, the rough draft is done. You reread the thing, you reread the draft and rewrite it and polish it with good synonyms, good words, good wordings, good explanations, legal terminologies, etc. And then the next point is preparation of final bibliography. Like when you start from the first step to the 7th step, you've been continuously into literature reviewing. You're continuously collecting different drafts, different articles, different publications. And then finally, at the 4th step over here, you do the final bibliography writing. Then the 5th step is writing of the final draft. I say this is a very crucial step. The final draft should be written in concise and objective style and in a very simple language, avoiding vague expressions. Expressions such as it means, there may be, and such on. So while writing the final draft, the researcher must avoid abstract terminology and technical jargon. So you all should understand that the next step follows this plan in advance. You should be very well planned while writing the research report. Fix your target and final date of completion. So divide your whole 6 months of dissertation or 3 years of your PhD thesis writing or any research paper. If you have time limit, please divide it in a a good span. Like say in 3 years, if you want to complete your thesis writing, then each 6 months you should have a plan, a target that in this 6 months I should complete my first chapter, next 6 months second and third chapter, and so on. Then you should ensure that adequate data is kept ready for completion of the report and its implementation. Next step is always take guidance from the guide, your supervisor, from your college, from your university, whoever they are, and see that you are in the right track of report writing. And please, 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 the last step is avoid shortcut methods. Don't ever go into easy going. Avoid shortcut methods, and please don't hesitate to write the entire first draft properly. Okay, so this is with your steps. Next is the components. What are the major components of a research report? So firstly, introductory part, which is also called as preliminary matters. Second is main body, that is the main text. And third is reference part or the end matter. Now when we talk about the introduction part, next slide, please. In introduction part, always see it has title page, acknowledgement page, preface or forward, table of contents in chronology, table of cases chronologically written, and list of tables or figures if they are in your particular research, whether it is dissertation or whether it is thesis writing, and so on. Next part is, next slide, please. Next slide is the main body, the main text. Again, wherein the introduction part then comes in the introduction, we expect rather it is expected that you have statement of problems, need for the research, significance of research, the available literature on the topic, review of that particular topic, etc. And of course you should also be in the position to tell the audience that whether which methodology you have followed. Then you have to have the review of literature, then you have to have the problem, review of literature, procedure, presentation of data, and conclusion part is the main text. Next slide, please. Next slide, next point is, after that we have the reference part and end matter, which is also talking about not only the scholarly ancestral writings, reports you have referred to, but majorly it should consist about your bibliography, which begins on a new page at the end of the research. It is a list of authors in alphabetical order. It should be name of the author, title of the book, publisher's address, etc. And you should start with your references in a systematic chronological order. Next slide, please. Now, these are few of the examples. Because the time is short, I won't go with each of them. But yes, of course, you should see that citing of legal material, whether it is book written by one author, book written by two author, book written by woman author, edited book. There is a systematic way of writing it. So when it comes to writing one author, it should begin with the surname of the author, then his initials, then the particular name of the book, and of course the public publishers, and then edition if any, and the year. Then when we say two authors, then of course the surname of first author with his initials, and then the initials of second author and his surname, then the title of his book or the article, and then comes the publications and years, and so on. Next slide. So if you'll see, citing the legal material, it is very significant. When it comes to article in a journal, if you have referred to, it should begin with the surname of the author, and then the initials and the title of that particular article from the journal, which is not in italics. Remember, when you are writing bibliography, you should see that books names are always in italics, and when you write an article in a journal, it is not in italics. Magazine also same follows. Unpublished work, you have to refer to the author's name, and you have to cite as in what it is exactly. Then dictionaries, if you refer to, you have to mention the title of the dictionary properly with edition and year, and of course the language, of course the names of the name of that particular dictionary follows later on. Next slide. Then appendices are also to be, they are, addition to what your whole thesis after bibliography is. These are to avoid congestion in the text. They are supplementary materials for the purpose of references. These materials, they are relevant to the report, but they hinder the smooth flow of the main text to be placed in the appendices. And so the pictures, statistical data, tables, etc. are to be put into this particular part. Next slide, please. Then the mode of writing a report. Let me give you simple tips for writing a report. First, you should be very clear. You should have simple language. You should have your conscience very, very clear. And of course, accuracy and clarity must be the principal goal. It must be very creative one. It should possess sufficient clarity in terms of your thoughts and language. You should avoid slangs. You should avoid entangling clauses and subclauses, and of course you should avoid long paragraph or convert it into small paragraphs. Medium size you can use. Free from influences. Don't have any particular influences while writing the particular report writing. Don't have any political agendas or don't have any particular influences while writing a research report. Avoid biases, avoid prejudice. And preconceived notion of the investigator is really very harmful while writing the reports. So be very open-ended and be open-minded while writing a research report. Avoid grammatical errors. Use good dictionaries and tools like Grammarly, etc. You can use for betterment. The proofreading of the final draft. When you are doing proofreading, you should be having careful proofreading for detecting typing errors. Then avoid retyping of rest of the chapters and renumbering of the remaining pages of the report. And then of course to check the page numbers in the table of contents. List of tables and list of figures corresponds exactly with chapter heading, figure heading in the text. So you have to see that proofreading is very significant because we have to check the correct sequence of the reports. And so proofreading of final draft is very significant, and it appears only when you have finished with your rough draft, your middle draft, and then your final draft comes in. Next slide, please. What are the hurdles in report writing? Let me tell you, your personal limitation, an individual research personal limitations, they are really very, very, important. Like, important in the sense they are very significant while writing a research report. Use of faulty methodology is very, very, you can say, harmful for any person to get into this particular writing of reports. And then next comes is inability of writers to clarify the problems. This inability of researcher is very, very important to be taken into note. Say for example, you are not in good English, but your thoughts are very revolutionary, analytical, and you want to put up a subject very properly. But then if you don't have language and if you have language barriers, you should take help of good guide supervisors, or you can say now different you can say facilities or other what you can say different technologies, softwares have come up which can help you to come over these hurdles. But yes, your inability to do research properly is again your a hurdle to report writing. Then lack of patience, then negligence, carelessness in drafting the causes, the problems, they are the hurdles towards report writing. Then use of purely technical and tedious terms creates problems in report writing. So please be very simple. As I said, that you should be very simple in report writing, and of course you should see that your report has been written very, very lucidly. So these are what are few points on my part. Next slide, if you have concluding parts, please do let me know. Then lastly, I could conclude that in spite of all that has been stated above, one should always keep in mind keep in view the fact that report writing is an art which is learned by practice and experience rather than mere doctrination. So let me tell you, you all should be very clear with research methodology, what is we have done for last 3 days is to make you clear about what review of literature is, hypothesis is, framing of formula of problems are, and of course this all drafting when you do at each level, each level when you start writing, analyzing, that time you will be preparing yourself towards the final draft of the report writing. So the point to tell you is you have to follow each step of research very, very minutely, very, very significantly, accurately, keeping your consciences clear without any bias. And so let me once again repeat my statement that a research report has a research without a research report is a house without a roof. And so if you have to keep your thesis very intact, you have to see that you're following all the 8 steps of research very properly. And with this, I thanks every one of you for patience listening. In very short and sweet manner, I have completed this report writing, but I may tell you that it may take at least 4 hours to explain each points in detail, but I've done my best to, in short, explain you, because I know everyone is in hurry now to complete up with this particular workshop, and we are proceeding towards the valedictory function. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is always a treat to hear from you. And to end the workshop with a bang with your speech was the cherry on top of the cake. So thank you so much. It is important to get results from experiment, but the most important is the process in getting those results. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Research is a scientific activity dedicated to discovering what makes grass green. With this, we come to the end of the inspiring workshop. The past 3 days have been extremely knowledgeable and constructive with respect to learning and exploring the various concepts in research. A big thank you to the speakers and our heartfelt gratitude for their inspiring sessions. A great appreciation to Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University, New Law College Pune, and Social Science Management Welfare Association Jabalpur in organizing such a memorable event. A heartfelt gratitude to Bindai ma'am, Rashmi ma'am, Devendra Vishwakarma sir, and Brajesh sir for their constant support and encouragement. A big thank you to the technical team for making this virtual event a success. Kudos to Mukul Arya for being a wonderful co-host who always has my back. And lastly, a round of applause for the audience for being so cooperative and encouraging during our technical struggles. Do take care of yourselves and we will see you soon. Thank you and have a good day. I just want to clarify to the audience that if you have any kind of feedback which you would like to give, now I think it is the best time for you all to do so.
This is a request to the participants here that please give your feedback verbally as we are recording it, and this time we are not circulating with any link for your feedback. So we would love to hear from your end now. The session is open for all the participants.
I want to heartily express this was the very good 3-day session workshop for the good new scholar research and who are working in this period. The many learned person and professors, authors given to the direction. I will be fulfill my just knowledge in this connection. Thank you, madam, for this.
Thank you so much, Kulbhushan sir, for your.
Thank you so much, sir.
Anyone और भी कोई feedback देना चाहता है क्या? Please, your introduction.
Everyone, please feel free to give your verbal introduction. Verbal feedback.
Hello. Ma'am, I'm Salesha Belgaum from Karnataka. The
Yes,
3 days workshop was too good, quite informative, and it was very knowledgeable. We learned so many aspects in that, and I really congratulate the organizers, and I look forward for such workshops in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, madam.
Hello, this is Prashant Nandanware from Arts Commerce Science College, Kalwan, Nashik. I would like to express my big thanks to the organizing committee for organizing this program, and all the resource persons were very good. It actually helped me a lot in my venture of research. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay.
Anyone?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Mani.
Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Sneha Singh from Vindhya Institute of Management and Research, Satna MP. And I'm Bharati Vidyapeeth alumni also from
Great.
from IMED. So I just want to add that not only for research scholars, it's a very kind initiative for the people like us also. Maybe we have not learned that much during our PhD days, and such kind of workshops should be held even more. And it was really very well conducted, and everything was very coordinated and everything. So thank you so very much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am, for your kind words.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Here is Sarfraz Hussain from Pakistan. Here working as associate professor in Government Commerce College, Sahiwal. I appreciate you this good effort. Lastly, I attend 7-day workshop in India that was organized by Government of India, especially one agricultural college in India. That was very excited and very good one, very contributing one. Here again, I have another good experience with you. You people done very well,
Thank you so much,
especially
sir.
coordinator, administrator, and presenters, and all participants. It's a good opportunity for our scholars and as well faculty members. They can learn a lot. You people have very good initiative for the learner, and they get good, valuable knowledge to publish their research work. Really appreciate your good efforts. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for giving me the chance to attend such a valuable workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words.
You are welcome. Ma'am.
Anyone feedback? और कोई फीडबैक देना चाहता है क्या?
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Please your introduction
My
and feedback.
yes. Myself, Professor Pradnya Patil. I am from Akola Law College from Maharashtra. Hello. I just wanted to say that. Hello.
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
you're
ma'am, we
audible.
can
Please
hear
go
you.
ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that to thank you to the organizing committee for conducting such a 3D workshop. It's very helpful to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Any?
you, ma'am.
Okay. Brajesh sir, I think
This is okay.
participants has given their feedback. I think Jyoti ma'am wants to say something. Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Yeah, no, I just want to say that just like everybody else, this was a very useful workshop, not only for faculty members, I'm sure even the researchers and the PhD students, even I think MSc students got quite a few lessons of how they can proceed with their research in the future. There were many new insights that I got. Already I have also done research earlier, but still there were some new insights that I got through this workshop and this conference. And there were some hands-on things also, some of the resource persons which that knowledge that they gave us. So thank you very much, the organizers, excellent speakers, and very well managed sessions. Despite some technical glitches, it was really very useful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, I remember you wanted to give your feedback on the very first day. Like apologies from our side, we couldn't do that because of the time
No
constraints.
problem.
But we're very happy to receive your feedback
I
right now. So
understand that.
thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Anyone else who wishes to provide their feedback to us?
Yes,
Yes, I
ma'am.
think.
May I
Yes.
say something?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yes. Thanks. actually, heartfelt thanks for the organizing team for organizing such a nice and informative workshop. We really got to hear some very enlightened personalities, academicians of our country and of abroad also. But one thing I want to say, ma'am, that I'm from background of social sciences, so I want to say that most of the researches in our branches are theoretical research. So we want the research design, experimental design for this theoretical, this qualitative research systems also. Because most of the time when they were illustrating or when they were giving examples, it was very quantitative in nature. But on day-to-day time, we struggle with such qualitative, such theoretical research designs. So I want to, surely I want to look forward to hear on this topic specifically. Thanks you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We really appreciate your feedback, and yes, we will come up with something like that next time we have a conference like that. Thank you.
Now we are about to wind up our session, and since we are living in a world of technology, so this technology is something to which on still we cannot rely on completely. So still I'll extend my sorry to all the participants for all the technical glitches which has occurred today or in couple of days before. And last but not the least, in this conference, I would like to appreciate my student coordinator, Anaya Mapari, who is regulating this conference for the last time with us, as she will be now just passing her LLB soon. So Anaya, I on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth appreciate you a lot for your immense effort in this entire conference. And you have really been great in coordinating the session throughout since 4 years. It's not 3 years, since 4 years you're working with us in this. So I would love to see that if, means it will be hard for me to find out someone else who can replace you for this conference. So lots of love and lots of blessings. And I hope all the participants will
so
also
much.
wish you the same.
And
so much.
being the dean as well, I am also here to appreciate Anaya's work. Mukul, Arya, you have been doing great, and we are really happy. And you are setting a benchmark for all the students behind, and I hope they also do the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So we'll wind up our session of the day. And thank you so much to all the participants. Thank you for your feedback as well. Thank you. Thank you,
everybody. Have a
Principal
good day.
ma'am. And thank you, Jabalpur team. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. End this session. Each lab. Okay.
Thanks to all.
Good evening.